You're listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or find us on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Stitcher, and iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast or WNS Podcast. Now, being broadcast in over 30 different countries, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Tyler Abear, and Doug.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Abear. I'm Doug.
And we welcome you to episode 148 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNS Video, and on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast.
We are also on Twitter at WNS Twitter at WNS Podcast, and for the main site, WN Source.
We are also on Stitcher, so please go over there as well.
And
if you have an Android device or you think Apple sucks or whatever, go there. Yeah.
And search Wrestling News Source Podcast for that. It's a free app, so go and check it out. Good stuff. So welcome to the show. Got a little bit to talk about. Going to do some feedback. Had to talk about Raw, which, we'll get into that.
Doug.
Do a little TNA debate discussion. See what's going on over there. Have some hot topics in Q&A as well. So how you guys doing? You hanging in there? Doing all right? Talking, getting ready for Thor.
Yeah.
Going to be happening this weekend.
With our Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Noah's going to be jealous.
Yeah, he is. He better be. Doug, you doing all right? Battling the elements, battling the weather, feeling under?
Yeah, I think I'm getting sick. Got a headache. Maybe harder than normal to understand. So sorry. I got like a little drainage thing going, so I don't know. Do I sound weird?
No.
Okay.
You sound all right.
I feel like I sound weird.
Yeah.
I feel like I can't understand myself.
Ears? Is it in your ears?
I don't think so.
Oh. Well, get some vitamin C and get better soon. So, but yeah, should be a pretty fun show this week. We do have some feedback kicking things off from what happened on last week's discussion. We did, talk about Daniel Bryan and John Cena, whether he's Superman or not and all that. First bit of feedback we have is from our Stitcher app. Again, go to Stitcher and download the app on your smartphone and check us out. This one's coming from Marthan, Marthan, Marthann. What do you guys think? Marthann?
Sounds right.
Marthan.
I hope that's right.
Sound
Saying,
like Nathan with a Marth on it?
Perhaps. But Martin says, I still believe that Daniel Bryan should get a chance to be the face of the WWE. He is a good wrestler and deserves a chance despite what Triple H and Stephanie thinks. So thank you very much for the feedback.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, well, I think that's just a storyline that they think he's the B player or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll eventually get his shot at.
He'll be the man. He will.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of has been the man anyway. Even in spite of Cena, he's still kind of been the man anyway. But yeah, as far as what Stephanie and Triple H think, it's just storyline, bro.
It's good stuff. Other feedback that we have is from Hendo Blake on YouTube saying, great podcast. I'm listening in Australia. Keep up the great work. And I reckon Cena is Super Cena, coming from a non-Cena fan. So first off, thank you very much for listening, especially in Australia. That's awesome.
Thank you.
It's good to know that we reached that far. And just the work that Cena does is something else. I don't know.
It's pretty awesome. And some dude in Australia is listening.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Cool.
Makes it fun. And one thing on our on our YouTube page, we actually got the 301 plus on our YouTube view this past week.
What are you talking about?
Well, certain videos when they first come out, they'll get a lot of video views. Some people have thousands upon thousands of subscribers. I think ours is like 800 or something like that. So, but within a certain time frame, if you get to a certain level of views, YouTube will just stop it at 301, and they'll put 301 and a plus, meaning they're trying to calculate how many views you actually have, and it just takes a little bit longer to process because there's so many videos being uploaded to YouTube every day. So it's really cool to be part of that club, I guess, that unofficial club. So,
Nice.
Really good stuff. We certainly appreciate you you all tuning in and listening, and give us some feedback. We certainly would appreciate it. So yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
We haven't got any entrants yet. Should we recap the contest? If someone's gonna do it or not? No.
Yeah, we're actually in the I guess
In
1
the
week
middle.
away from the end of the contest. No entrants so far,
Which makes us feel great. Thanks, guys.
yeah, do appreciate that.
Andrew, wife swap is thinking about he can't think of anything.
Well,
off the top
right
of his
now,
head,
Andrew,
but
all you have to do is fucking enter. At this
Yeah.
point, you can just win.
First person to enter is the top one, runner right there.
wife
One
swap, you
entrant,
can
one
win.
winner. I don't know. As long as you don't fuck up the criteria, which we will list for you now.
Yeah,
So what's the deadline? It's
it'll be the 12th, next Tuesday.
by what? Let's say 6 p.m. Central Time or something like that.
Yeah, so it'll be
We'll
7.
just say before we record, but I don't want to get too murky with it.
Yeah,
But anyway, so if you haven't listened to at least the start of last week's show, if you haven't already, where we talk about Tyler's creator wrestler of the year is John Dynamite.
Johnamite,
So basically, what we want from you is like a YouTube video or
an audio clip,
audio clip, something where we can hear you.
SoundCloud.
Yeah, basically, we want you to cut a promo as John Dynamite. However, you can make that happen. Post it on our Facebook page, not the main sites on our page.
On our page.
Facebook.com/WNS Podcast.
We want a catchphrase that you made up and the name of his finisher.
Yeah.
Also worked into the promo somehow. You can cut the promo on whoever.
Bam!
Yeah.
Kapow!
Pow.
We don't care how long it is, or if you submit, you're kind of like conceding that we can play it on the show. So if you if you send one in, then we're taking that as your authorization to put you on the show.
Yeah. If you ever wanted to be on the show, here's your chance. Or one way to be on the show.
And I don't know, anywhere in the world, we don't care. We'll ship wherever.
Yeah.
Just be really, really clear about your address.
Definitely.
Was there something else we're forgetting?
I think that's it.
Promo is John Dynamite. We want a catchphrase and the name of the finish. You make it up. Go listen to last week's show, at least the first 15 minutes or so. We talk about it pretty in-depthly.
Yeah.
Depthfully.
Definitely. So there you go. So hopefully we'll get some entrants here in the final week of the competition.
Oh yeah, winner gets a podcast shirt. We are out of larges, so if that's a deal breaker for you, don't bother.
Well, maybe you can make it. You can rock it.
I don't
like
know.
A-Bear over here.
I can rock mediums. I can rock mediums.
That's a large shirt.
No, I'm talking about the NWA shirt.
But yeah, and that's all we're giving away as a prize. That's all we have to give away as a prize. So our past winners of past contests, there's no point. You're not going to get a prize if you enter. Although we'd love to hear from you guys. You guys already have our love and adoration. I don't know what
you have our love.
Yeah. So but you guys already have shirts, so you're not really going to get anything out of it. But.
And if you're in the mindset like Wife Swap is like, well, I'd like to do it, but I can't think of any good material. Hey, anything's better than nothing, because
at this point, if
the
we get an
first person
entry,
to enter would be the top runner-up. So
all right, number one wins.
So yeah, with one entry, our winner.
unanimously
by default. So
missed the good old days with all the participation in the Bound for Uli
yeah,
series.
we're all those guys. So
well, half of them have shirts, and so they don't need to enter.
no, that's true. So
Wife swap, but don't let us get embarrassed by not having an entrant into our contest. We need you to enter
we're
the
calling
contest.
for you, man.
At this point, all you have to do is submit, and you win.
Be a man, Hogan.
If you submit, they will all submit
to me.
To Daniel.
Yeah, sure.
Don't let us down. We don't want to be embarrassed and not have any entrants.
So there you go. Kicking things off, going to dive on into what happened on Raw this past week, or as the people have been calling it, Monday Night Filler. This night
Who
was
are these
just
people?
some people
Reveal themselves.
They and them. Yes. So I kind of agree with them. I felt like this Raw had a couple of storylines, and the rest was filler. But we kick things off with CM Punk going up against Luke Harper of the Wyatt family. Harper was definitely showing his dominance in the early ons, and then CM Punk managed to capitalize and pull out a victory. But what did you guys think about the matchup?
I thought it was a fun brawl.
Yeah.
I don't know that Punk needed to necessarily go definitively here for them to accomplish what they wanted to, but I didn't necessarily have a huge problem with it either. I think they could have no finished it, or I don't know. I just don't like the idea of him beating him like off the bat like that. But I mean, it is what it is. I think they could have did a no finish, and then they still or they could
all
have
just attacked them in the ring before.
Either that, or he could have won off a distraction or interference, and they still could have done the beatdown. I don't think they necessarily needed a loss to motivate a beatdown, especially not with their track record.
Yeah.
So I don't see why Punk needed to pin him definitively here, but
I agree with you on that one.
Me too.
it was a fun brawl.
Also, they advertised, I don't know, right after this match or later on the show, but for SmackDown, it's going to be Daniel Bryan versus Luke Harper.
Yes.
So that's something to tune in for. That's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully, I mean, I would want Luke Harper to go over, but
Go over Daniel Bryan?
yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So, but yeah, after the matchup, the Wyatt family did attack, and the crowd was chanting for Daniel Bryan, and sure enough, Daniel Bryan came down and make the save.
I like the look. I like how he put the ponytail in the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had the hair,
Yeah.
had the hair back and all that. So
I like that.
he didn't have a matchup, but he was showing the effects of what happened from the previous week with the bandages on his shoulders and all that. But he came in with the chair, the great equalizer as they call it. So yeah, not too bad.
Then was it after that? Whatever that girl's name,
Renee Young.
Yeah, she interviewed CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
CM Punk is used to fighting, I guess, being
Against the
outnumbered.
odds.
What did he say? Something along the lines that, oh no, he's used to being outnumbered if they're something about outgunned if they're, I'm not good at repeating the promo. If they are ready to be outgunned. I don't know.
You happen to remember that, Doug?
He may be outnumbered, but he's not outgunned.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, yeah, it's cool to see Bryan make the save, and it's cool to see Bryan and Punk together. And even if they team, yes, it would be cool and all. But I don't know. I feel like it's a weird spot for Bryan coming off his like.
That was like quick out of that whole scene with like Randy Orton and all that stuff. That stuff happened, and boom, with the Wyatts.
It's like, and you're out.
That sucks.
Well, I mean, I just feel like I think, as good as the title feud was for him, and as much heat as he has off of it, I still feel like
It shouldn't be over.
Well, I don't know. I feel like it needs to be about him still, like about him as a singles guy. I don't want to see him get, plugged into this like teaming, even with someone like Punk. Even though it'd be cool to see them team, like I still think they haven't. It still needs to be about Bryan as a singles guy. I think he can dip down and still do still do a feud with I don't know. I mean, you can maybe do Ryback here. Like he's had some really, really fun matches with Ryback. I think he's got the best matches out of anyone's gotten out of Ryback, including Punk. They had that really great one on SmackDown. They actually had two, I believe, SmackDown consecutive weeks that were really good. And I think Bryan really brings like the good. The best out of Ryback, and I mean maybe if you need like a top, I mean maybe obviously not a top level heel because that's what they're going with Orton, but if you need like a higher level heel, I still think for Bryan to feud with right now, and I mean I struggle to think of anybody but Ryback off the top of my head, and it's not like Ryback is going to lose anything off of it anyway because he's been losing for like 8 years straight.
Yeah.
But Bryan still needs to look strong, and he still needs to feel important. I feel like throwing him in a team like minimizes his importance. Like,
it just completely sucks all the momentum that he had going. And, my feeling is that they could still try and push out one more match between Bryan and Orton saying, Triple H should have never gotten into the Hell in a Cell, and, Shawn Michaels cost me the matchup and all that. So I deserve, one more chance to...
Yeah,
see, I don't think so. Like, I'm of the opinion if you're not putting the belt on him, then get him away from that feud for right now.
Yeah.
let him. He didn't lose anything because he won the title flat out twice,
Right.
and he got fucked out of the title the other time. So it's not like he lost anything out of it, but he still needs to feel important, and don't put him in a position to look stupid if you're not going to put the belt on him. I look for him to win the Rumble now. I mean, like, I think they're going to
Hopefully. Because that was it. Yeah, last Raw, it was just seemed weird because it was awesome that he did that to Shawn Michaels, but it felt like, I don't know, to me,
That was
my
like-
thought process was like Shawn Michaels may talk to Triple H, look what he did to me, or you're gonna do something about it,
Right.
And
Yeah,
nothing-
I think that was maybe a window they left open to revisit that.
Yeah.
As far I don't think they really had storyline intentions off of that. I think it was a way of, we didn't put the belt on him, but we need to give him something to keep his heat, give him something big to do, So they're like, maybe this will let him. He can ride out on this for a while. Just be like being like the guy who's like, "Fuck you, HB Shizzle."
HBK, come on. Yeah, it's just I don't know.
Another thing is like they need to look strong as well. Like Punk will be all right. He's coming off a feud where he came out ahead. He did away with Heyman and Ryback, so he's fine. He's not like looking for credibility.
And he's staying away from Triple H.
Right. Brian needs to maintain credibility, and the Wyatt family needs to establish credibility. So you don't want to put them against each other when they both need credibility.
Yeah.
Like Punk is fine. Punk can job to the Wyatts and establish them. He can give them a rub, but Brian doesn't have a rub to give because he still needs to maintain his credibility.
Right. So tread lightly in this the next few weeks. But after that, we did get to see a Big Show and Triple H segment, the first of many. That
You were
night.
entertained by all this, huh?
No, it was not. Not one bit. Once fine, twice okay. After that, you're just shoving it down the throats, and they wanted to suffocate you with this. It was
Could you breathe?
overkill to the max.
No, I can't really. Why?
Huh?
Oh, I thought no.
Oh, gotcha. But after that, we did get to see Michael Cole interviewing over the phone Paul Heyman, who was in Europe.
What's this? Did they say something online about his future? He's going to still be with the company.
Yeah, he's still with the company. He's still going to be around, but he's just taking a little bit of time off right now.
time off until
Yeah.
Brock comes back, and Brock.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think they could do well for themselves to cycle more guys in and out like that, like what they're doing with Jericho, like what they're doing with RVD.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand those are guys who want a lighter schedule and are established so they can afford it, but I feel like the roster's so big that you can cycle guys in and out and keep things fresh that way. And that's that way guys are being healthy, being off, and they're not on the grind of the schedule, but then you can like bring them in and out and keep things fresh. I don't
Right.
know. They could do that with more people, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've been, sort of throwing that idea around for weeks now. That'll be an interesting thing to see. But Paul Heyman was on the phone saying, all the injuries that he had suffered, and basically kind of broke down and started crying. And Cole was like, "Hey, are you crying?" And then he hung up. So I don't know. It was weird. But next up, we got to see Ryback going up against the Great Khali. This is sort of where the filler began. Just whatever. Ryback ended up getting the victory over Khali.
I thought Khali was going to trip. There was one point where he was trying to pick up. I'm not trying to diss Khali. I know I always diss Khali. I like Khali, I really do. But I was like, oh no, please don't fall.
But what about you, Doug? How did you feel about this matchup?
I mean, it wasn't much of a match. I mean,
Yeah.
a few minutes. I mean, I would say that Ryback needed a win, but I mean, like, it's not really the win.
He got a win over a former world heavyweight champion.
True.
That's true.
I guess that's the only credibility you can get.
I feel like I'm breathing so heavy in this mic. Am I like,
I can't hear him.
okay.
Step off, man.
Want me to go over there and listen to you?
Listen to him breathe.
Listen to you breathe.
Go over there. Listen to him breathe.
Cough.
Tell us how he's doing.
Listen to me breathe.
But,
Oh,
yeah.
Move your hands away from my test.
Whoa. Who said anything about that?
He wants me to cough.
Yeah.
He wants to hear how how your lungs are doing. He wants is there any
I'll put his hands where his
fluid built
testicles
up?
are.
Oh, all right. Well,
My lungs are destroyed from years and years of smoke.
but Ryback does get the victory over Khali. Big whoop. Next up, we got to see Big Show Triple H segment number 2. Again, second of many. Then talking about repetition. Alberto Del Rio going up against Kofi Kingston because we haven't seen this match in a while. It's been a good few number of weeks since we've seen this. I just feel, and I posted this on the Facebook page. I feel like anytime that Del Rio's not a champion, but he's in the chase, like he's getting ready for his matchup, they just throw him against Kofi Kingston and he makes him tap out. I just, it's just there's so much filler and just I don't
have a problem with that though. I mean, like not every match on the card can be like a new matchup. Not everything can be fresh. And I would rather him see a guy who's there to either create momentum or maintain momentum for another guy than two guys who are fighting for momentum clashing each other. I would much rather see guys who are there to prolong someone else's momentum instead of two guys who need momentum crashing against each other. I would much rather see that.
I guess so. And as Kofi Kingston was coming out to the ring, I was just thinking,
those tights are so fucking loud, man.
Well, that's a good point, but that's not what I was thinking. I was looking at Kofi as he was making his entrance, and I was just like, man, he's been in the WWE for quite a while now, and it's like, what has he done in his career? He's been tag team champion, he's been U.S. and Intercontinental champion, and a number of
But what
times.
do you think he's going to be? Because I don't see him as a top guy. I don't
exactly.
Think he's not a great talker. He's athletic, but I don't consider him a great worker. I don't consider him a great talker. I think he's athletic, and that's cool. That only takes you so far. He's he's a mid-card guy. I mean, that's
maybe he can change up just a little bit, because people change their moves and stuff and their attitude once they turn heel, depending on who they are. But I don't know if that would help him just a little bit.
But
he's never been a heel.
Not even. I mean, no matter face or heel dynamic or moveset, I think he's
always going to be there.
That's what he is, and that's where he is.
I think the highest thing he's ever done was when he had that little small mini feud with Randy Orton.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see him as a top guy. I just don't. I mean, I don't think there's any shame in that. I mean, he's in the number one company in the world. And he's a mid card. That's fine. He's making a living, do what he
he gets good money.
I mean,
he's popular. Fine. He gets money. Puts on his matches.
Gets the chicks.
I
mean, he's gonna be put in spots where he can perform. I mean, and that's fine. He's upper mid card at best.
Yeah. So
I don't think there's any shame in that.
No, I didn't say that. There was anything to be ashamed of.
Well, you guys he's been here for so long. What are they gonna do with him? Not everybody's gonna make it to that spot.
Right.
Not everybody is a main eventer.
No, I fully understand that. It was just sort of one of those he's a fan favorite, and you watch his matches compared to when he first started. He was so much more energetic. He could jump a lot higher. You can tell that being on the road for as long as he has started to take his toll. So, maybe like what Tyler said, sort of change up your moveset a little bit and, work a little more with what he's got, with what he can do. Cause I feel, he might be trying to run too fast for what he can do now.
Well, see, I think the most appealing part of Kofi, and I'm not a Kofi guy, so I may be biased here. I may be the wrong guy to ask because I don't see a lot in Kofi Kingston. But I think from what I get is the appeal of Kofi Kingston is his athleticism. So when he does something athletic, that's when I'm like, okay, well, I can see why some people like him. If he was to tone that down, I would be like, oh, he's just a really not a very good worker. You know what I mean? His athleticism is what I find appealing about him. Well, I mean, and I don't think he's particularly strong with the basics, So I mean, that's just me. If he toned it down, I would not see any appeal in him.
Yeah, I understand. He's also one of those guys that what was it, who tries to do something special for each Royal Rumble or whatever. I
mean, that's fine. He can do that in the spot that he is.
Yeah.
Anyways, but there's
no shame in not being a top guy. There are tons of grade A talent who were never like world champions.
Mm-hmm.
And Kofi Kingston doesn't touch a lot of those guys. So, I mean, he is what he is. I mean,
Yeah. So it was just something that kind of popped in my head as he was making his entrance. But, we got to see Alberto Del Rio going against Kofi Kingston for the 18th time. And Del Rio ends up getting the victory. And then we get to see the third Big Show Triple H segment recap of what all has been going on. And hey, did you guys know that WWE has an app? Because if you don't, they like to let you know. Nothing.
I downloaded it already. So.
I have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
It doesn't work as smoothly as they would have you believe on TV. Though.
it's so simple, and there's amazing
if
things.
If it worked as smoothly as they show on TV, I would probably use it.
Because didn't they say like the app is different if you have it for an iPad or something compared to the phone version, right? Because there's something different.
Maybe so. I don't own an iPad. I don't know.
Or tablet or whatever.
Maybe so.
Anyway.
Well, I mean, if I miss some stuff, and like I'll go back and like watch certain videos, or
you watch it off the app or the site?
The app, and then also they'll give you stuff in between. Well,
is it generally clipped or full? They show full match.
Clipped, and they'll have backstage interviews that they don't have on Raw and like stuff that happens.
So when they say happening right now on the app or during the commercial break on the app, does that stuff stay on the app later? You can go back and watch it. Like you don't have to watch it live.
I don't think it does. I could be wrong because I remember seeing some stuff after the show or a few days later, and then later on they don't have it. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, I would expect them to clear it out after a certain amount of time, but I think it's kind of like stupid to be like you're not watching it live.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Like download the app and then tweet us and then do this and then go
I think
here.
The cool
and
thing
then,
is the videos
it's built into the app. All the tweeting and shit.
Like I don't get on they have like different things on there like, hey, what town are you in? And you can talk to people or the closest to you, like Houston. You can like everyone can talk that's around Houston. Like I don't do that. The only thing I check out is the videos and see the roster for different things. They got the NXT. They got Raw, SmackDown, just all legends and all that stuff. So, and then you'll get the bio on whoever is on there. So that's pretty neat to look through.
Just what I need to communicate with more ignorant wrestling fans.
Oh no, I stay away from that shit.
People who are distracted from Raw so that they can send a tweet, like JBL and Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler, who admitted to tweeting during Raw instead of calling the action.
Did they show them on camera doing it? You don't know if there may be someone else in the back. Hey, do this for me.
Yeah, sure. That's what it is. But next up, we got to see Randy Orton going up against him. You pick the opponent, either Dolph
Randy
Ziggler.
Orton doesn't care. He's going to beat whoever is in front
Either
of him.
Dolph Ziggler, Big E Langston, or The Miz. And Orton comes out and says, "Look next to you. Who's standing there? Your girlfriend? Well, I bet she's thinking of me. Oh, look.
It was so like generic.
Look next to you. Who's standing there? Your boyfriend?
Doing the Randy Orton voice. Doing the Randy Orton.
Who's standing there? Your boyfriend? Well, he wants to be me because I'm Randy." Orton.
It was super generic.
Yeah.
Super generic heel promo.
The boys want to be me and the girls want to get with me. Hello, ladies.
Oh, Venus.
So yeah.
Anyways,
This is a fresh matchup.
yeah, it's good to see.
They never versed-
Big E
versed-
Langston is sort of getting the
What I would like to see is
better
how-
promos from Orton.
well, that's like unspoken, of course. Of course. Of course I want to see better promos out of Orton. But I'm saying what I would like to hear is some people who are like fucking they rigged the app, like people like weighing on this one because it doesn't feel like Big E was the guy they were angling for there. So no, I'm not saying they don't. I'm not
And
saying
that
it's
The Miz got more votes than Dolph Ziggler.
well. It feels like out of those three guys, do you think like Big E was the guy that they were they wanted people to vote for?
No. Like, 'cause
I don't get the feeling.
If
Yeah.
it's,
Really? I don't buy that.
if it's rigged, I thought be honest with you, I thought it'd be Miz because Miz needs to get his revenge on Orton.
Well, see, I don't think. I thought they were angling for like the next main event, like
Dolph.
program. You know, I mean, I guess they're gonna go with show either way. I thought they were gonna do like a show trips thing, but apparently not. But like, I don't know. I don't know that I buy that. That's who they were angling for the crowd to vote for. Like, I'm not. Look, I don't claim like knowledge. I don't know if they rig it or not. I don't know if they rig it all the time. I don't know if they rig it some of the time. I don't know if they don't rig it at all. I'm just speculating. But I know a lot of people seem to claim to think that it's rigged, and I can see that.
Yeah.
I don't know that they necessarily like false like tally numbers as much as they make what they want you to vote for the most enticing option.
Especially with like 75% of the votes going to Big E Langston.
What I mean, I've always thought they presented they put the nice sparkle on what they wanted you to vote for. They made what they want you to vote for the most enticing option.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that they've ever like fudged the numbers or something like that.
Fudge.
Which I'm not saying they wouldn't. And that's it's pro wrestling, so you should assume everything's a work. But I don't know. I just don't. It just felt weird that it was Big E. I don't know. I like
what
Big
kind
E,
of
though.
match do you want to see tonight? Do you want to see a normal match, or a blood and cursing is allowed match? Vote now.
And women get naked.
A naked woman is the referee. I'd vote for that.
I'm going with normal match A.
Screw you, man. Normal match B is where it's at.
Are you going to tell me I have objectively shitty opinion now?
Tyler, where are you going with this vote?
I don't want to see that naked woman. Hey,
He's thinking Daryl might be listening.
She's not listening.
she don't listen to this shit.
So yeah, it'd be anyway. So Randy Orton going up against Big E Langston, and for Langston to get that many or that percentage of the votes shows that he's definitely made an impact since turning face. I guess he's done the most relevant work lately out of the three.
Well, sure. No one's voting for the Miz. I wouldn't expect anyone to. But I thought they were angling for a Ziggler.
More people voted for Miz than Ziggler.
I know, right? Oh, where's all the? Oh,
Where's all the Ziggler love?
I know,
and all
right?
that? And this was your chance, but
y'all dropped him like y'all dropped Zack Ryder.
They jumped off the bandwagon. They jumped off the bandwagon.
Yeah, they did.
But I like Big E. I'm good to see. I'm glad to see him get the shot. I thought he performed well. I think he's really good at like making the little things count. Like he just throws like a really nasty ass shoulder block and it looks awesome, and then he just throws like a back elbow and it looks brutal, and you're like, okay, Big E, you're fucking awesome. I like the match just fine. I think Big E continues to impress me.
Yeah,
Good for him.
he's doing a
It was
pretty good
highly
job.
enjoyable, and it's a fresh matchup in my opinion.
Yeah, it's for a guy of his size to be he's supposed to be the slow, strong man, but like he's doing the suicide dives out into the
Well, that's like a generalization.
barricade and stuff. But he's got some speed for it.
I like
a
the
man
big guys
his
that have
size.
speed.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like a generalization. I don't think like you're not supposed to be slow just because you're like a massive dude necessarily.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing, see, people will shit on the big, like there was that whole thing for so long where the accepted reality and, a large degree of truth to it is that Vince liked the big guys. So people rebelled against big guys. Like, fuck big guys. They can't work. We want dudes who can do flips and fucking cool spots and shit. And now it's swung so back. People have like rebelled against it so much that it's swung back the other way to where big guys are just assumed to be shitty workers before they're ever given a fair shot,
Mm-hmm.
And you can't judge. I mean, let the dude do his thing before you judge. Just
Judge
because
a
he's a
book
big,
by its cover.
just because he's a big motherfucker doesn't mean he can't work. I mean, Big E's,
Yeah.
done pretty well for himself.
yep, he's getting there. So So yeah, but Randy Orton ends up getting the victory, sort of as to be expected. And then we get another Big Show Triple H segment, number 4 for the night. Like really. Then we got to see Fandango going up against with Summer Rae going up against Natalya and returning Tyson Kidd. So
and pimping of Total Divas.
Yeah, they definitely did that.
We ready for that shit, huh, Daniel? High five.
You might want to give your high five to the other man across.
High five. Air five.
Yeah, I'm excited for it to be back. I don't know that we're going to do, are we going to do a segment again? I don't know.
We'll see.
You'll have to watch it.
I'm watching it regardless.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the show to be back on. I just don't know. Are we going to do a segment again? Or I don't know. We'll see.
Post in the comment thread if you want the Total Divas Talk segment to return.
It feels kind of played out. I'm excited for the show to be back, and I'm going to continue to watch. That's not the issue here. It's I don't know. I felt like we're okay, I think people were unfairly judged the show, and I was it's probably going to be fun, and we're going to watch it, and then I feel like we turned enough people onto it to where they're okay, I'm going to take it as a show that I can watch. I don't know that we need to continue pimping it, but
I will continue to not watch it. So.
You secretly watch it. Your girlfriend watches it.
She watches it. I do not.
The best reality show.
All right. So
out there, right?
Anyways, got to see returning Tyson Kidd. It was good to see him because he's sort of the smaller package guy, so he's got some speed, he's got some agility. It was good to see him return. It was fine. His hairstyle is a little different. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
He looks much less stupid
than that little tiny.
Well, that was the ultimate stupid, but he looked getting pretty stupid with the slick back hair. I'm no fucking model. I'm not saying I'm a good looking guy. I'm just saying I know that I look stupid, so I can tell other people look stupid too. And he looks stupid.
Yeah.
That's fine. Tyson Kidd, if you're offended, you can tell me I look the stupidest all you want. I invite you to come on the show and tell me how stupid I look. Tyson Kidd, open invitation.
Tell him how stupid he is. Or looks, not it.
Your hair was
The hair. So, Tyler, what do you think about the return of Tyson Kidd?
Fuck Total Divas. We're gonna do we're gonna do a fashion segment from now on. So
Can we talk? Did you see those tights?
No, it was fine. Yeah.
Okay. But Tyson Kidd and Natalya end up getting the victory over Fandango and Summer Rae. Next up, we got to see Damian Sandow and the Real Americans backstage talking about their matchup coming up, the 6-man tag matchup.
I think that whole time I was just paying attention to Cesaro in the background, just smiling, just acting goofy. He was
I like that Cesaro and Swagger have their own little secret handshake now. Yeah. It's pretty cool. But anything, Doug?
I totally spaced out because what I was thinking in my head was, I wonder if he has in the notes about the Ryback Santino segment. I was like, did he put that in the notes? Because I was thinking that was really funny and it cracked me up. But I was like, then I knew you kind of sort of in the back of my head what you guys are talking about, but I don't know specifically what you're talking about.
I'm talking about Cesaro in the background for this segment, how he's just smiling and, doing his little secret handshakes to Jack Swagger. How they're bonding now.
I don't think it's secret.
Oh, yeah.
Secret would imply that you don't get to see it. You have to know it.
Well, Zeb didn't see it, so it's behind his back. You're like, yeah, buddy.
Cesaro wants to hug Swagger again.
It's bonding time. But
I finally realized what they were doing during their entrance. It's he does the running pose and then Swagger does the javelin throw.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's what they're doing. I was like, why is he fucking getting down like he's going to run a...
It's a sprint. So, it's a sprint to the ring.
Do you have in the notes about Ryback and Santino?
No.
He didn't.
There was a segment where, Ryback was at, the fucking...
Catering
and Santino... Something started or whatever, and it's Santino's line was, oh, come on, I don't eat carbs after 6 Ryback or something like that. And I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah. And then that's what prompted the match between
Right.
Ryback and Khali,
Right.
and it's just
Oh yeah, that was
God
way
awful.
at the top of the show.
yeah. So, but after that, we got to see, guess what? Segment number 5, Big Show and Triple H.
You could tell how excited that Daniel was.
Yeah.
He's really excited. Yeah.
I think for the amount of times they shoved it down our throats on this Raw, the payoff at the end was completely worthless. So, anyways, we'll talk about that a little bit later on. So,
Hey, it could be worse. It could be the app.
yeah, they do that anyway. So, next up, we got to see John Cena come out and cut a promo, talking about the Susan G. Komen, foundation and how the sales are going to help and so on and so forth.
They're going to extend it through the year, I believe.
Yes. So it'll be going on until the end of the year. If you'd like to do that, go to shop.wwe.com.
Plug.
And that takes us to pretty much the only matchup that they really plugged for the night. There'd be a 6-man tag match, which I thought was going to be the main event of the evening, but they went, kicked off, what was it, the second hour or so, something like that. Cody Rhodes, Goldust, John Cena going up against the Real Americans and Damian Sandow. I think Cody Rhodes and Goldust are on this whole nother level right now where they're just like everything that they're doing just seems to be right. They're getting great reactions from the crowd. They're putting on really good matches. Not to take anything away from their opponents, the Real Americans and Sandow, who are doing a good job as well. And
John Cena.
And John Cena as well. It's hard to come back from an injury like that and, work like he does. But they have this exact match on SmackDown last week, and they did sort of the same spot where Cesaro throws Cena up in the air and does the uppercut and all that. Because I remember seeing a little, GIF of it where they added some, special effects to make it look like Street Fighter whenever he did it. And so I was like, I guess whatever they do on SmackDown, if they don't show it in a recap, or if it's not a Raw recap, they're just going to do it on Raw anyways. So whatever. But the match itself I thought was pretty good. Goldust ends up getting the pin on this one and giving his team the victory. What do you guys think?
I thought it was a fun match with a really hot closing sequence.
Mm-hmm. Tyler?
Good stuff.
I don't have anything else to say, but it was good.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, it was a pretty good match. One of the probably the best match of the night. Next up, we got to see segment number 6 of the Big Show Triple H lawsuit crap, whatever. And then we got to see Triple H in his office.
Tell by your voice, your love for it.
I love it so much. Let me just tell you. And apparently Big Show was in the building. Stephanie McMahon invited him.
If it had naughty parts, you would want to touch it.
Yeah. So, where's that scrub daddy when you need it?
Right there. Actually.
So, yeah, whatever.
Touch both of your nutsacks.
Next up, we got to see Dolph Ziggler going up against Curtis Axel, or returning Curtis Axel after his injury. Don't really remember much about this matchup. I kind of tuned out. I think I was folding towels or something. Ziggler ends up getting the victory. Anything to take away from the matchup? No?
But they did announce that, is it Wednesday?
Main event?
Main event. Is it for the title?
Probably not.
It's Curtis Axel versus Big E.
Okay.
I thought it was for the title, though.
It might be. I don't know.
It needs to be for the title. Let Big E have the title.
So there you go. Next up, we got to see the Usos, who during their entrance to the ring, we had another backstage promo with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Yeah. And then they go to commercial, come back, and they're facing Drew McIntyre, Heath Slater of 3MB. Usos end up getting the victory. Yeah, big deal, whatever. So next
up, you can
up,
tell by this episode, Daniel is very happy.
I was bored out of my ass. It was awful.
How's that happen?
I know, right?
How's that work?
But you just get a boar and just like one of those giant pigs. I don't know. I'm bored out of my ass. Anyways, like I posted on the Facebook page last night. Last week's Raw was exciting and action packed, and this one was just like, what are they doing? Like,
yeah,
they completely did a 180 from where they were last week.
I feel like you can never have like awesome Raws back to back to back to back to
But
back.
why not? Like, why are they not planning these things out? You know, like,
Maybe
I understand.
this is good in their heads.
Oh God, if this is, they need to be fired. But you know, anyways, we got to see a backstage promo with Los Matadores, and you know, apparently El Torito was a little horny.
I like that. What?
He's like, whoa.
Well, they said like, oh, no, his horn's gonna go into your knee.
Yeah, he's small and his horns will go.
He's
horny. So, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, you're gonna get humped.
So apparently they're starting to bring back a little, you know, humor.
Yeah.
He said horny. And next up, we got to see Oksana, AJ, Tamina going up against the Bella Twins. You all right? Okay. Going up against the Bellas and Eva Marie. You know, the Eva Marie who has been working heel, whereas the Bellas are face, and this match does not make sense. But Doug, since you stepped out to get a beverage, what did you think about the El Torito being horny? A little horny.
I missed it.
Really?
I saw it in the notes, but I was like, I missed it. So was it? But is it a callback to what I was talking about the other way? A few weeks ago, where they were playing off of him and
Yes.
Renee flirting on Twitter and stuff. Was it? Did it seem inappropriate?
He was. You know, they were showing clips from, you know, since their debut. You know, clips of their matches, and
well, she said what? Right? What did she say when they?
Well,
said,
they were talking about it, and then they say, and El Torito is a little horny, and she goes, wait, what? And then Tyler, you explain it. I don't.
Then he comes in and like
he
he's
hump her
about to
leg?
charge her. He's about to charge her.
Does he hump her leg or whatever?
No. But like they had to hold him back, huh?
Yeah.
So it was a pun on the fact that he has horns.
It was little.
Yeah, but they're like, oh no, he has horns and he's gonna hit you in the knee or something.
I mean, I didn't see it, so I'm not gonna like
He
speculate.
was little and had horns. He was a little horny.
Hump the shit out of her.
But they've had like a flirtation between the two of them.
See.
They have babies.
So yeah. So the Divas tag matchup, Eva Marie and the Bellas going up against Oksana, AJ, and Tamina. Eva Marie gets her first victory on Raw. Yay!
Where's JoJo?
Yeah. I don't care.
Surprise, she gets released.
I have no interest in Eva Marie.
Yes,
I have
you
no
do.
interest in JoJo.
And you have interest in Total Divas.
No.
Okay.
Don't.
Yep.
Do not.
Why are you so adamant? It's almost like a point of it's like a point of pride or something for you that you have.
It is.
Why?
Damn it! I have to not watch the show.
Why?
Someone has to not to. I don't know. I just don't want to watch it. But Eva Marie ends up getting her first victory on
It
Raw.
like threatens your manhood to watch it or something.
Huh?
You think it like threatens your manhood to watch it?
No.
Do you consider it a woman's show?
No.
He doesn't like reality shows. Do you? Like reality
There are some shows that I'll watch, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have any interest in it. I don't know.
Well,
I'm not gonna go out and say, oh, this is a bad show, because, you know.
Well, no, I can totally. I would totally be fine with somebody like, I just don't really have any interest.
Yeah.
But you're so adamant about not watching that it makes me feel like there's like a thing.
It's because this guy's over here.
I know Aber's adamant about trying to say that you watch it.
So it's just driving me away. He's pushing me away from ever having any interest.
I'm gonna bug the shit out of you.
If you want to blame someone, blame this guy right here.
Okay. What we'll do is, for 3 episodes,
No,
you'll watch
we're
3
not
episodes.
doing the Noah deal. We're not doing that.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Noah had a deal?
Yeah,
He has to watch Napoleon Dynamite twice.
twice.
You haven't said that for like 6
I know.
fucking years.
Well, okay, 2. But
He's going to watch it eventually. Damn it.
What's the deal again?
Saturday. Instead, we'll go Thursday night to watch Thor. And then Saturday, we'll trick and be like, hey, swing by our house and we'll all ride together. And be like, psych, you're watching Napoleon Dynamite twice.
ha ha ha.
He's
Also have the
twice.
first.
Yes. He has
Why
to
is
watch
he
it
watch-
twice. Because the stipulation was that he
I
only
don't know
watched,
that I want to sit through it twice.
he only watched the first 15 minutes of Napoleon Dynamite. And he was like, this is the worst movie ever. I'm like, well, you didn't watch it all the way through. You have to watch it once, and then you have to come to the understanding that there is no plot. So that you watch it again, watch it knowing that there is no plot, and then you wind up enjoying it.
There are plot threads.
Yeah.
And also,
The whole running for office thing with Pedro.
That's like
A
small.
plot thread.
That is a small thread. Tiny thread. So he has to watch it twice, and
Spoilers for Napoleon Dynamite.
yeah.
Sorry.
And so he has to
Go
watch.
back in time and skip ahead 2
So he has
minutes.
to watch it twice, and if he laughs once, then he loses.
Loses what?
Nothing. Then we just get to keep.
There are
bashing
no
him.
stakes here, but we're just like pushing for it.
this is Noah Perryman, one of our friends that's been on the show before. Noah Perryman, Nearland, Texas. Look him up on Facebook.
It's terrible. Just giving out his info like that. Oh, anyways. So yeah, he has to watch
What are the
Napoleon Dynamite.
stakes? Like, why does he not?
The whole thing was that he hates Napoleon Dynamite quotes. And so once we found that out, obviously
people really shouldn't be quoting Napoleon Dynamite now.
anyways.
In 2013, you need to
Okay,
brush
well,
up
this
on your
happened
game
back in,
if
like-
all you can quote
This
is
happened back in
Napoleon
like 2010 when the deal was made, all right?
Dynamite. That's like 3 fucking years ago.
Doesn't matter. It still has to
It's
happen.
gonna happen. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
And we keep reminding him that it's going to happen, and he gets upset knowing that it's going to happen. But
He got mad
it
one
just
day. He
hadn't
showed
happened.
up to my house with Napoleon Dynamite shirt, and I was like, "Hey, why do you have the shirt?" I was like, "That's the only shirt I had," and he got pissed off.
Are you serious?
Yes.
He has a shirt.
He said now he got rid of it, but
This gets weirder the more I ask you guys about it. There is like this intense bet with no stakes that's been going on for
The
years.
stakes is that if he watches it twice without laughing once, then we can no longer reference Napoleon Dynamite to him. However, if he chuckles, if he, anything like that, then we get to just bash him all we want with Napoleon Dynamite.
This is the weirdest thing ever. So,
Yeah,
how does he have a shirt if he hates it so intensely?
he said his cousin gave it to him. He just showed up to
It
my
was
house.
like, so it was like laundry day, and that's the only thing
Yeah,
he
that's the only
had.
shirt. I was like, he's like, "Shut up, don't
What is
say
that? A
nothing."
vote for Pedro shirt?
No, it was something else. I forgot, but it wasn't the vote for Pedro.
How's your
shirt.
God.
tots? Dang it.
But now he says he's gotten rid of it though.
Sure.
It's probably like in the back of his closet.
We're going to buy it on Blu-ray for him for Christmas or something. But yeah, that's what we need to do. We need to go watch Thor Thursday night and then say...
Not bring him.
and not bring him. And then Saturday...
And then whenever he's like, when he wants to go see it on Saturday, be like, "Oh, sorry, we drove to Houston to see it in IMAX 3D."
What's Sushan?
Let's go see it on Sunday. Then Sunday we'll be like, "Oh, psych, you're watching Napoleon Dynamite."
We should rent out a theater and have them like project it. That would be fuck. That would be the awesomest prank ever. We should look into how much it costs to rent a theater.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Have
let's
like
do that.
previews like for like the new movies, but then like Napoleon Dynamite comes on.
Oh my god, how much do you think it would cost to rent out a theater?
Oh, a lot.
I know the manager at the one at Central Mall. I can talk.
No one even fucking goes there. We could set it
Yeah.
up for like an off-peak hour.
Yeah. We can do something.
I think we can make that happen.
Yeah. I
We
think
just need,
so.
all we need is a reel-to-reel of it, right?
Yeah. Or hook up a cable. Do something. We'll get something happening. We're doing.
I think this is actually pretty doable.
Yeah. Because they rent out for birthday parties all the time.
We should wait till not for Thor because it feels like we don't have enough time to pull it off. But the next
Yeah.
big thing, we're like,
Captain America.
we'll be like,
That's April.
we won a contest to see it early or something.
Yes.
We'll like hype him up to where like we have like an in or a contest and we're like, we can take 4 people. It's us and then we should totally do this. This is gonna be the best thing ever.
Hopefully he doesn't listen to the
Nobody
show.
tell Noah. Do not tell Noah. Oh, that'll be good. So
Don't tell Noah.
this idea is much better than what
Red
happened on
Robin,
Raw.
do not tell Noah.
I know he's your boy, but don't let it happen. So, final segment, Big Show asks for his job back. He gets it, and he's attacked by the Shield, Orton, and Corporate Kane.
I like his look,
Yeah.
by the way.
It was an interesting look. And he didn't really do much to attack Big Show.
Yeah, that's the
was
part
just like, oh,
I
here's-
felt was weird.
Here's
though.
some chairs.
Yeah, he didn't really do that much, but I liked how like without the mask and with the suit, I thought he looked awesome.
Yeah.
Kind of like he's a devil in the suit,
Maybe.
sort of. But he's with the corporate side.
What do you think, Doug?
I don't know. Y'all handle that. I'm trying to Google how much it costs.
So, anyways, yeah.
$300 for 5 hours?
Oh man,
We could totally swing that.
that's easy. That's nothing. That's chump change.
Yeah.
What theater is that?
I don't know. It's someone's blog.
Oh,
I don't even know that we can trust it. I'm just saying.
well, we can look into that.
That sounds reasonable.
Yeah,
I'd chip into that.
yeah. We're doing it.
We'll get Sushan. It'll be like $125 a piece.
Yeah.
That's worth it.
Yeah. It'll be so cool. Like the beginning of the movie is like, say, like a part of a different movie, but it transcends into Napoleon Dynamite.
Marvel presents.
It does like the brrr thing where it's like flashing the things in the letters, and it's like cuts to the opening of Napoleon Dynamite. That'd be awesome.
He's on the
I'm
bus
Rex
with
from
the
Rex
toy.
Kwando. You think anyone wants a roundhouse kick to the face while I'm wearing these bad boys? Forget about it.
So
Get
anyway,
your own tots.
so anyways, Raw closes. Big whoop. I felt like this Raw was just meh, just bad. So any other overall thoughts on Raw? No, Tyler. No. Okay. All right. Well, let's move on into to a little bit of debate. This was something that that's been happening over the course of a few weeks over at TNA/Impact. You know,
We're talking about Ethan Carter III.
we can.
I'm just joking.
Okay. But yeah. So they've been running the storyline with AJ Styles and Dixie Carter, and it seems like they've done, you know. People like to say, oh, they're just copying the WWE, blah, 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 blah. But now they're sort of taking it a different route. You know, and the storyline is that AJ has taken the title from TNA and he is now wrestling around the world, defending the championship against whomever. And, the question is, have they done what WWE should have done with CM Punk during that storyline whenever he won the championship at Money in the Bank 2011?
I think it's easy to say yes, but the logistics of actually working that out is way more complicated. And to be honest, like, I don't know that it's wise to go that long without a champ. It's cool.
They're also doing a tournament just like the WWE did, saying, well, oh, he's no longer our champion, but AJ is actually going out to other promotions and wrestling.
Right.
Well, it's possible with,
But
I guess, with TNA compared to WWE.
Yeah.
It's more complex because WWE has like a weird line that they are kind of starting to acknowledge that other wrestling exists, but for a long time they have not acknowledged that other wrestling exists besides themselves. And a part of that is out of we're number one, like we don't need.
We're number one until you prove otherwise.
Right, so it's like you're kind of like, it's kind of like in the way that TNA always mentions WWE, and to a fault though, to a part where it makes them look bush league. They're like, oh, we wish we were those guys, but we're not. You know what I mean? So there's something to be said for being so like up your own ass that you won't acknowledge anyone else. I don't know. I think it's like way more complex than we could actually understand. Like, I think logistically, I think it's tougher to say like yes or no, this should or shouldn't have happened because we don't know the logistics of how it works. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like actually, what it takes behind the scenes to make that work.
Right. It's like, hey, send some of your guys over and we'll put them in a couple.
What are the politics of that? What is what is the monetization of that? Like, there's lots of stuff to
cross promotion. How much does this help us? How much does this help you?
Right.
So, I don't know. It's interesting, but the
I don't think WWE would have ever taken it to that level. Like, I don't think that they would.
Yeah,
be like,
I wouldn't.
I don't think
that they wouldn't do that.
I don't think they would acknowledge other promotions to that extent. Then they can maybe like, oh, he went to Japan, but they would never be like he went to New Japan or he wrestled for Noah or he wrestled for whatever. I don't think they would put another company over like that.
Right. So
now, whether you think that's a good or a bad thing is subjective. I don't think you can objectively say that's a good or a bad thing.
Okay. How about you, Tyler?
Yeah, I don't know what else.
Not sure.
Yeah.
Okay. The other topic I'd like
What
to talk
about you?
about.
You didn't really say.
I mean, yeah,
It's easy for someone to be like, of course they should have done that. Like,
right.
but you're fucking sitting on your couch. You're like armchair quarterbacking this shit. You don't know.
Yeah.
Because
Throw the ball. It was wide open. Well, he can't see that. He's got, linemen in front of him and all that.
And if you could do it, you'd be doing it. So shut the fuck up.
Right. It's like you said, it's sort of a back and forth kind of thing because you just don't really know who's helping who and how is this playing out. I like the fact that they're saying, dude, he wrestled over in Mexico, like he's doing his own thing as champion.
But is there like proof though, like he went to like the show?
They have pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah, but they have like a working agreement with AAA.
Like
so,
they have
a talent
we know
exchange,
that.
so.
We know that for sure.
Like wherever they have agreements, that's where they're sending it. So,
right.
Like, wherever the Rocket King was, India, probably expect him to be there next or something.
Rocket
like that.
King was like TNA India.
Yeah.
Basically. They basically made it. I don't know that they've run since they've shot all this.
I don't think so.
I mean, they worked with New Japan for a while. I don't know that they still have a working agreement with New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
I know New Japan's like working with, or they were back to working with. I don't know if they fucked their relationship up. I know they have a relationship with AAA. So of course they would be like, oh hey,
head on over there.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of a sort of a throwback to the territorial days where you didn't see the champion every single time.
WWE doesn't have a working relationship with everyone else. They say fuck everybody else. We're the place to be.
We're taking your talent and
Right.
you can just deal.
So I think it's a different position. It's a way different position to say you should run this story as the number one, and you should run this story as a very, very, very distant number two, and only number two in as far as in the States.
Mm-hmm.
They aren't even an actual number two competitor to the WWE. That would probably be New Japan. Probably be the second largest wrestling company in the world.
Yeah.
They're only second in the United States, and they probably aren't that far ahead of Ring of Honor if we're going to be like super duper honest. I mean, they are, but they aren't.
Right.
It's weird. They're not competition. So what the fuck does the Fed have to gain from throwing promotion to all these other companies?
Right.
Nothing, because they are the be all end all. Like suck their dick. They don't care. Fuck you.
We'll just come to you where you work, and then we'll just run the show and watch how many fans show up.
Like, it's smart for smaller companies to network and work together, like, because they can play off of each other's fans.
Right.
The Fed has your fans. They don't give a fuck. What are you going to give them,
They're a juggernaut.
Right.
So anyways,
Definitely.
they're
More people don't know. That doesn't make sense, what I was about to say.
okay. But, it was recently announced that Impact's going back to Florida. They're going to be going back to, Universal Studios.
Did it fall through that they were supposed to go to Nashville?
I guess so, because it looks like that's where, they're going to be going to Universal Studios in Florida.
Which is a good deal.
Yeah, it's fine. They're going to have, obviously, their usual people who show up every single week and all that. But, I have no problem with them being a localized organization, and then for like pay-per-views or house shows, go out and travel. That's fine. I had no problem with that. But just taking it constantly on the road with them not being as fully established as they are.
Trying to be the WWE.
Yeah, it's a tough business to do something like that, because even WWE struggles at stuff like that. So,
which I mean, well, from our experience, that one time, but they did like the house shows.
Yeah,
is pretty good for TNA.
Yeah, so
I don't know about now,
but
Well, no, it was more than pretty good. It was actually a really good show.
Yeah.
And
We've
that-
been
I
to
don't-
two of them, huh?
I don't think, yes, we have. And I don't think anyone's ever criticized quality-wise, like, the links they're willing to go through on a live show. They, like, kind of kick the doors open and be like, we're giving you as much bang for your buck as we can.
Right.
No one criticized, like,
come and
our-
meet the stars and all that.
You meet them,
No.
you get the, well, not anymore. I was about to say the Don West
They still sell those.
The deal.
No one's like question as far strictly live shows. I'm speaking not for our TV, but I mean no one's questioning like the quality of the show as far as a live show goes. People are. It's just not financially like feasible for them to do it.
Right. It's just tough, but yeah. So look for them to head back over to Universal. But the other question I had for you guys in regards to TNA, are they for sale or not? Because we've been getting reports over the past couple of weeks that some people that they're looking for potential buyers, but then they're not. And Billy Corgan and Jeff Jarrett and Eric Bischoff are potential people to purchase, and there's rumors and denials and all of this crazy madness. What do you guys make of it?
Maybe it's a storyline.
It's all storyline, yeah.
Well, I think there is some truth to like where there's smoke, there's fire. Like I think like there has to be some nuggets to they're open to selling, or we wouldn't have
this many reports.
Yeah.
But as far as exactly what's happening, exactly who's put a bid in, and who's exactly favored to do it, we don't fucking know. It's just all rumors at this point.
Yeah. So unless you work in the business, there's no way of actually knowing. I mean,
they've like supposedly like. I mean, if you for a couple of days this past week, if you read anything on the news, Billy Corgan had all but bought them. Like they were, it was his, and then like you hear Corgan's people and Corgan himself is calling bullshit on Meltzer's reporting of like his finances because Meltzer said he couldn't financially, he wouldn't be able to like upkeep the company or whatever. And he's like, oh, if you want to know what my finances are, just ask. But it's all like he said, she said bullshit. We don't know. I believe they are open to selling, or we wouldn't get this much out of it. But as far anything past that, we don't. We just don't.
Hogan needs to buy it.
So, anyways,
Hunter needs a job.
Yeah. Well, there's talks that he's actually going to be going back to the WWE, and it's just about finalized. Or there's a verbal agreement on that topic. So who knows? Maybe he'll appear at WrestleMania or something. Hot topics for you all this week. As we mentioned earlier, Total Divas will return to the airwaves this week. So be on the lookout for that. Next Saturday, WrestleMania tickets go on sale. So
Shucky
ducky. So we're hoping to score our tickets, go to WrestleMania, have some fun. Hopefully get some pretty good seats if we can get the tickets early enough. So be on the lookout for that. And also, this is just more of a personal news for me, but I contributed to the Scott Hall Kickstarter a few months ago where he needed a hip replacement and all that. And got
Bionic Bad Guy.
Got my T-shirt, got my autograph, and all I was waiting for afterwards was the phone call. And what was really funny is I took a picture of me wearing the shirt and tweeted a picture to him. He retweeted it, which is really cool. And then he called, but unfortunately, by the time I got to my phone to pick it up, the phone call had ended. But he did leave a voicemail, which was really cool. So if that's okay, I'm gonna play that for you guys now. Hopefully it picks up really well.
Hey, Daniel, this is Scott Hall calling. I'm sorry I missed you. I want to take a moment of your time to thank you for donating to my hip surgery fund and to let you know the latest updates are. I'm healing ahead of schedule. Things are just really sweet for me now. It's because of people like you all around the world that, that took time out to help out. And, I know money is tough these days. I really appreciate your kindness. If you want to follow my updates, Bill, and what I'm up to, I'm at Scott Hall NWO on Twitter. Thanks for your kindness. Have a good evening.
So just really, really cool stuff.
Cool.
I sent him a tweet saying, dude, I literally just missed your phone call. And, he retweeted that as well. So, 2 retweets from Scott Hall and a phone call. I'll take it. Pretty good
Heck
stuff.
Yeah, man.
So you never know what kind of cool stuff you might get for doing these little Kickstarters. I got an autograph from Mick Foley for his I Am Santa Claus. And also
your Iron Sheik thing?
I did. I got my Iron Sheik autograph.
Cheeky baby.
Yeah, so good stuff as well. So if you happen to see one of those,
you didn't put the max amount and get like the max treatment and go out and.
No, I don't have that kind of cash. I had $25 that I could send out to help out. But good stuff. So if you happen to see that any of those Kickstarters, send it out and you get some pretty cool stuff. So time to move into the Q&A portion of the show. Your questions are answers. First question coming to us from 6-Star Criminal from YouTube saying WWE completely butchered the first Money in the Bank match on the new DVD. Complete silence from JR and Jerry Lawler when Benoit was doing something. Completely unbelievable. What are your thoughts?
I've not seen it, and I will not comment until I do. I don't want to act like I am informed when I'm not.
Okay.
So,
well, what are your thoughts about them just, if they have removed all audio referring to Benoit, what are your thoughts on that?
They edited him completely out of the match?
No, like any time
that
JR or King would talk about Chris Benoit, they silenced it. They took that audio out.
Well, look, here's the thing. Like, Benoit is a fantastic wrestler, and everyone has really fond members of Benoit being a really fantastic wrestler because he was. But the bottom line is, dude fucking murdered people, and he murdered his wife, and he murdered his fucking daughter, and that's like, that's not a touchy subject. Like, how do you deal with that?
Right.
I mean, like, I'm not a fan of like erasing things from history. Like, I don't think that you necessarily need to go back and say this guy never existed. I think it's fine to have footage of him, whatever. But they have to. There's a certain. It's a weird line for them to walk. Like, how do you do something respectfully? How do you do something? I mean, how do you even know the right situation in there? I'm not sure that there is a right call to make there.
Yeah.
I think it's too weird. I mean, like,
it's probably good
no
and
one's gonna
bad
be
whatever
happy.
you do.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a damned
no
if
one's
you
gonna-
do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, I mean, like, there is no right call there.
Because if you mention it and you act like nothing happened, people are going to be like, why are you allowing this to happen? Do you not know what he did? And if you don't, then you'll be like, why aren't you putting that on there? He was a great wrestler, blah, 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 blah. So, you're going to catch slack from whatever option you choose.
I mean, like, again, like, I don't think that we need to erase history,
Right.
but I'm not sure that it needs to be promoted either. I mean, if the match was left off, then people were just going to be like, oh, well, this match should have been on the comp and whatever. I haven't seen it, so I can't speak to if it was butchered or not.
Right.
I tend to believe, even without having seen it, that there is no right call to make in that situation.
Right. It's a tough one. So, but thank you for the question. Next question coming to us from Mike saying, so I'm curious how anyone else feels about this. After watching SmackDown this week, I really want to see John Cena in the giant swing from Cesaro. I think it would get a few laughs from it. Anyone else agree?
Fuck yeah, I think that's a match that I very much want to see. That's a Doug Money match, meaning I will throw down some money to see that match.
Doug Money, making it rain.
Whoever Cesaro.
Yeah, I would love to see like a match between Cesaro and Cena built around like strongman spots. I think that would be fucking cool. Yeah, I definitely want to see that.
Heck yeah. Man, I love the even though he threw him up in the air and did the European uppercut, we've seen that twice, but I want to see the big swing too.
Yeah. Just to
The
see it.
Cesaro swing or whatever they call it.
So there you go. I think it'd be an entertaining matchup, to say the
The
least.
only match that I could think that I'd would like to see more than that would be Bryan and Lesnar.
Yeah.
That's my team money mark.
I agree with you. I would also like to see Lesnar versus The Undertaker.
Dude, you totally fucking you worked me. You had me fucking work. I was totally waiting for you to agree with me.
He bought it. Yes. Got it.
I was like, oh, you fucking pull the rug out from underneath me.
I had to do it. I had to. I'm sorry.
Played it well because I didn't see it coming. I forgot we had even talked about that.
You're welcome. So, final question coming to us from Seth Rickson saying, with some saying that the WWE is a bit staler in a rut, does the WNS podcast crew think it's the right time to bring back the Punjabi Prison match?
I'm of the opinion that there is never a wrong time to bring back the Punjabi Prison match.
Unless you're in the crowd and you're like, I can't say anything.
Like, I know I'm on record as saying, like, I'm not a big fan of gimmick matches without meaning, and I'm not a big fan of like gimmick pay-per-views where they just like shoehorn these feuds into these gimmick matches that don't need them. But the unspoken rule of what I'm saying is the always the exception to that is the Punjabi Prison match. That is always acceptable.
The Punjabi prison pay-per-view.
Oh Lord.
Yes. Fuck hell.
No. Never again.
Look, I'm not saying that we need to rebrand like Hell in a Cell. All I'm saying is I wouldn't have a problem with adding a 14th pay-per-view if it was just the Punjabi Prison pay-per-view.
No. Get rid of it. Never
All
bring
Punjabi
it back.
all the time.
Night in Punjabi.
So anyways, thank you for the questions. To submit your questions, head on over to our
Khali gonna be
Facebook
there?
page, WNS Podcast, our YouTube page, WNS Video. Check us out on
I'd like to
WrestlingNewsSource.com.
envision that like they have like a big ass like throne that Khali sits at and watches all the Punjabi matches.
Like Shao Kahn. And
Shao
Mortal
Kahn.
Kombat,
Yes.
he just kind of sits there.
Like he sits there on the stage and just watches people like enter from both sides of him.
In his mind, it's finish him. In our heads, it's so. All right. So check us out on WrestlingNewsSource.com, WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook. Subscribe to us on iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast.
Hit us on that Stitcher, man.
Stitcher.
We're on Twitter at
Duh
WNS.
Twitter?
Twitter at WNS Podcast for the main site WN Source.
So there you go. So for the podcast crew, I am Daniel Heron.
I'm Tyler A. Bear.
I'm Doug.
And we will catch you all next week.
Don't turn your back on the wolf pack.
You might
Might
wind
end
up
up
in a body bag.